Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here. It's WrestleMania 33, WrestleMania Sunday. We're sitting here live in my living room. Got the first beer right here for you, but I forgot the bottle opener, so I'm not going to be able to pop that top here on video. But right now, we're starting out a little bit bootleg. I mean, honestly, really, all I really got is the beer, the cooler. It's got the next four in there. I got some more in the fridge and some more in the freezer. I got this peanut butter Snickers that I didn't eat on my lunch today. Neville's coming down to the ring right now. Austin Aries had his intro a second ago. I'm guessing that this is the first pre-show matchup. It looks like there's more fans in the stands than last year at Dallas. At this point, I was still sitting out in the parking lot, not really moving, just dying for my chance to get in. I'm honestly pumped to watch WrestleMania 33. I know that I talked about a lot in my prediction videos about how I just didn't really have the feel this year, but maybe watching NXT TakeOver Dallas and watching some good wrestling last night really got me in the mood. But I got off of work at 2. I jetted home. I still haven't got a good look at the set yet, but I'm pumped. Triple H versus Seth Rollins is honestly going to be my main event. That is the one match that I honestly care more about more than anything else. I sort of saw the roller coaster out there in the background. And there's the big globe up on the stage that looks like the Universal Studios ball. But I don't really feel like I'm missing WrestleMania this year. I'm having fun sitting here, even if I am sitting by myself. Thought about calling my my little cousin Michael to come over, but I ran out of time, and he lives probably a 30 to 45 minute drive. I don't think his mom's going to want to drive him all the way over here on that kind of notice. I should have thought about it last week. But we'll be making food in a little bit. I offered to make chili. I didn't really get an answer. So I'll let you know when we start getting some grub here. Got a good old white guy trail mix coming. So we'll see what goes on with Mania. Here we are. There's the first one right there. Last drink. All right, there's one more drink after that, but I was able to find the bottle opener, so we're good to go. First event of the night is the Cruiserweight Championship from 205 Live. We had Neville going up against Austin Aries. Both of these guys, well, Neville's probably been in the WrestleMania Battle Royal, but his first ever singles match. Probably one of the best things that there is about 205 Live. In the Cruiserweight Championship, in the Cruiserweight division, a guy like Neville being able to find a way to break through. Here he is actually looking like he's a real star in WWE. Austin Aries coming over from TNA, as well as his time in Ring of Honor when he wanted to leave Ring of Honor and join Tough Enough back in, I believe, 2011. WWE didn't even want him then. USA was trying to get him on the show, and he turned it down. But they have a match. It sucks it's on the pre-show, but it looks like they're letting more people into the show than last year. Looks like there's not a problem about people getting in there. The people that I know all seem to be settled down into their seats, getting ready for a good night. I can honestly say that the match was good. It honestly wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. Now that I was looking for more, I mean, both guys did big moves off at the top. But to me, honestly, when I think about the Cruiserweight division, I think about WCW. I think about back in the day, how those used to just make you sit in awe of what these guys are doing in the ring. And I don't know if it's because these are sort of, I guess you can say, bigger cruiserweight guys. It's not Rey Mysterio and Blitzkrieg and La Parka and all those dudes from back there. Maybe I'm holding it to a height that WWE doesn't want it to be at. They don't want these guys going out there and stealing the show. It's only the opening of the pre-show of WrestleMania 33. But I honestly was really surprised. There was a point when Austin Aries was running the match at the very beginning, and then it seemed like at one point he was knocked out, and Neville had control of it. Austin Aries was able to find the fire to come back. He hit a big move off at the top. It looked like he was going to get the 3. Neville kicked out. And then before you knew it, I was mid-conversation, and Neville hits the big red arrow off of the top rope. And he keeps his championship. Really surprised that they kept the title on him. But it is what it is. It looks like they're getting ready for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. There's a ton of people coming down the ramp right now. God, that ramp is freaking huge. So we're having fun here, WrestleMania 33. Check this out with the pre-show, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Mojo Rawley, here's to you, buddy. Big time cheers, man. Mojo got the win. I talked about this in my Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal preview video. That I love the video that Mojo and Gronk did. Honestly, when they showed Gronk sitting front row, I honestly thought that he would get involved somehow with this. Honestly, WWE has asked Gronkowski to be involved with WWE many times, and he said the only way that he would do it is if it was to help out Mojo Rawley. We've seen him front row at NXT takeovers in the past. Mojo being brought up to the main roster when he was drafted to SmackDown as a part of the Hype Bros with Zack Ryder. Him getting the win is fucking awesome. Jinder Mahal, I kept texting Ravi back and forth as the match was going on. Couldn't believe he was in the final 10. Couldn't believe he was in the final 5. Couldn't believe he was in the final 4. There he is going onto the floor, and they showed Gronkowski watching the match. I texted Ravi like, I wish you were watching this right now, because he's on the road. He's driving over to Justin's house. And the only thing I texted him was like, Jinder's gonna be on SportsCenter tonight. I couldn't believe it, but the match was good. I mean, as you can predict, with mini battle royals, when the match first starts, it's just guys getting tossed out left and right. I can't remember who the first one was, but Slater got tossed out. Honestly, there was a point in the matchup when Big Show and Braun Strowman locked eyes head to head. And they were going to go at it one-on-one, and then basically everyone who parted the seas that was left in the Battle Royal attacked both guys. And then from there, Braun Strowman, finally got his hands on the Big Show, knocking him out of the Battle Royal. And then everyone was able to grab Strowman and toss him over the top. And that's when it became everyone's, match. To me, honestly, I would be really surprised that that's the last time that we see Braun Strowman tonight. He was such a big part of the build-up to WrestleMania on Monday Night Raw. He did just about everything that he could. But, Mojo getting the win is big for him. It's a former NXT guy that got the win. I'm not going to put all my stock into Mojo Rawley thinking that he's going to be a huge star now, because of the fact you think of Cesaro, you think of Big Show, you think of Baron Corbin. But hopefully Mojo is the guy that I liked in NXT, and I said that he was going to be something. A lot of people thought that that he was nothing. They didn't like his gimmick. They didn't believe in what he is. I think it's been here long enough. This is who Mojo Rawley is going to be. And especially with Zack Ryder being out injured, this is going to be his time to shine. There's no real direction for where he's going to go, but you can lift your beer to the guy and say, fuck yeah, go Gronkowski, go Mojo Rawley. Big ups in the match. Sami Zayn, who was in the final 4, I really thought he was going to win. There was one point in the match I looked at and I saw Mark Henry in there. We already know this is going to be Big Show's last WrestleMania. This is probably going to be Mark Henry's last WrestleMania as well. Hasn't been announced yet, so I thought maybe he would be able to get the win. He won one of these WrestleMania Battle Royals, I think back at WrestleMania 22, maybe 23. But when they would just do the Raw and SmackDown, everybody wearing the red and blue shirts. It was on one of the DVDs. But here we go. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Getting ready for that Big Show. They're going to talk for probably an hour now. I think there's one more pre-show match, but I'm not sure. Alright, here we are. I honestly started this match between Baron Corbin and Dean Ambrose, feeling sorry for Dean Ambrose. Here he was the WWE Champion this year. Now he is the Intercontinental Champion, and here he is wrestling on the WrestleMania pre-show against Baron Corbin. I honestly really did pick Baron Corbin to win this match. I thought that was an easy choice for him to win the Intercontinental Championship, him continue on his growth on the SmackDown brand as well as in WWE. He won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Now here we are, the match is over, and I honestly feel more sorry for Baron Corbin than I do about Dean Ambrose wrestling on the pre-show. Baron Corbin honestly really had a really, really good match. He looked really strong throughout the whole deal. He basically controlled the whole match. Honestly, after watching it, I really feel like Ambrose hit one move, and that was it. Dean Ambrose moving on with the Intercontinental Championship. I know that with WWE, they love to do the triple booking, where basically guys will wrestle on 3 shows in a row. They were involved in the Elimination Chamber, where Ambrose pinned Corbin and eliminated him, and then basically Baron Corbin had a screw loose, and he basically just started beating everybody up, and that's what led to this match. But I don't know, man. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for Ambrose to be Intercontinental Champion unless he's going to lose it at Payback next month, which it's freaking Payback. It is what it is. But WrestleMania will be starting here, and it looks like about 11 minutes with the main show. If I had to guess what's going to be the opener, maybe the ladder match from Monday Night Raw with the triple threat guys, with the Enzo and Kaz going up against Cesaro and Sheamus, as well as the club. If they've already announced what the opener is going to be, I'm going to look real stupid. But Ambrose, after being, called out by Baron Corbin, basically Baron Corbin yelled out to the crowd, say goodbye to Dean Ambrose. They had it mic'd, so it was supposed to be a spot in the match, and he let his guard down, and Ambrose hit the, what is Ambrose's finisher called? I was about to call it the end of days, but that's what Baron Corbin's finisher is. But, Ambrose gets the win. I'm surprised. We'll see what goes on the main show. One hell of an opener. Well, I was really surprised that AJ versus Shane was the opener of WrestleMania 33. I really thought that was going to be one of the most focused on matches. Something had to open the show. Honestly, in my opinion, I thought it was going to be the Raw Tag Team Championship ladder match. I thought that would be a fun, entertaining way to do it. Shane comes out against AJ Styles. Of course, AJ has the huge chip on his shoulder, seeing how he wanted to be wrestling for the main event against Bray Wyatt in the WWE Championship of SmackDown. Beer number 4 of the night. But, wow. What a fun match. I mean, the story of the match really was AJ Styles trying to hit the flying forearm. Shane McMahon getting his shit in. Probably the biggest spot that he took was the coast to coast, right out of Rob Van Dam's playbook. And then, of course, going to the top rope and missing the flying moonsault, I guess you could say, right out of Kurt Angle's playbook. AJ Styles gets the win. He looks strong. Honestly, in my opinion, it's always good when you win a match at WrestleMania. But I don't know where they go from here. I mean, honestly, I hope that they play off of AJ being fired by Daniel Bryan. I hope that he shows up on WWE's Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. He already beat the Commissioner in a match at WrestleMania, so I don't know where you can build from there, other than you got to think that they're going to do Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton for at least a few months here. So, I mean, that still leaves AJ Styles, on the outside. Did they really just do a commercial with Ric Flair and this fool right here? Wow. I really thought that Ellsworth was on his way out and they'd done everything they could do with him. I was just hoping they would... I honestly didn't think they would finish the storyline of him and Carmella, whatever they're doing with that. But what a WrestleMania moment. You got to be in a Snickers commercial with Ric Flair in Charlotte. So can't wait for that book to come out sooner than later. WrestleMania looks awesome. It looks like it's full. Looks like that just about every seat has got somebody in it. The stage looks awesome. The sun is setting. It's about to get dark. I don't know where they go from here, but the way to open it with Shane versus AJ was a good opener. Nothing out of the ordinary. Shane didn't jump off the roller coaster. Shane didn't jump off at the scaffold. The main thing he did was that moonsault and that coast to coast. So here we go to the United States Championship match. It's going to be Kevin Owens against Chris Jericho in the second match of the night. I got my money on Owens in this one. Second match of the night goes to Kevin Owens defeating Chris Jericho. Honestly, this is a very predictable match. I really didn't see a whole lot in this one. It was a good wrestling match, but to me, honestly, the build for this, the last 3 weeks since Kevin Owens lost the championship at Fastlane to Goldberg, it was like Monday Night Raw almost had a reset on both of these guys, with Jericho leaving WWE as well as Kevin Owens not being the World Heavyweight Champion as he's been since SummerSlam. They almost put them in a light where it didn't seem like they were the main attraction anymore. Then again, I think most people were really burnt out on Owens and Jericho main eventing almost every Monday Night Raw from SummerSlam until now in different ways. Putting one against Roman Reigns, putting the other against Roman Reigns, putting both against Roman Reigns, putting them against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, which is one way to mix it up or the other. WWE was touting out the fact that Todd Phillips was going to be calling his first WrestleMania as the main announcer. I really thought that meant that Michael Cole was going to be passing the torch to him, but Michael Cole ended up doing commentary on that match. We all know that Jim Ross is going to be making his return later on in the show, possibly during the Undertaker versus Roman Reigns match. lots to talk about what that means for New Japan and WWE and lots of things like that, but I was glad to see Cole on there. Cole's been a great announcer. I think that honestly one of the best shows he's ever called was WrestleMania 26. Of course, then they started the whole gimmick between him versus Lawler. And WrestleMania 27 was a big pile of crap with the coal mine and things like that. But at least that brought, Jim Ross out for the Undertaker versus Triple H match as well as the main event, running Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler both off. But honestly, I guess I guessed that I was going to see more. Then again, Chris Jericho versus CM Punk at WrestleMania 28. A lot of people think that was a great match. This one just didn't do it for me. I think maybe I need a little bit of the storyline to hook me into it, and I didn't get it. But Kevin Owens wins the WWE United States Championship. I'm hoping that we get to see this one more time. Jericho is going to be leaving to go do some Fozzy stuff. So I'm hoping that we get to see some more, some more Jericho before he's finally done. But then again, Jericho is one of the smartest guys in professional wrestling, and knows when to say it's when. Takes a little bit of time off, cools himself off, isn't going to be doing jobs left and right on Monday Night Raw, devaluing himself. He learned this the first and the second time he both left WWE, came back when they really, really wanted him, and they were really open to open up that checkbook and pay the man, and put him in the main slot. So he really over-delivered in this last run. I honestly thought the last two runs of Jericho really weren't that great, but we'll see. Up next is going to be Bayley defending the Raw Women's Championship in the Fatal 4-Way with Nia Jax. You've also got Charlotte and Sasha Banks. This one should be a good one. This is what WrestleMania is about, and hopefully these guys steal the show. Wow, what a WrestleMania moment there for Bayley right there. You got to give it up to her. Honestly, I thought that she was going to get eliminated. I thought this was mostly going to come down to Charlotte versus Sasha Banks on the biggest stage of them all, WrestleMania, playing off of the year that they had with them wrestling at SummerSlam, with them wrestling at Hell in the Cell, with them wrestling at, was the TLC one the last match they had? I think so. Yeah, I know that they traded the titles back 3 times each or something like that. 3 times for Charlotte, 2 times for Sasha. But Bayley ended up being able to beat Charlotte on Monday Night Raw with help from Sasha Banks. She ended up beating her at the Royal Rumble with help from Sasha Banks as well. Everybody always thought that Bayley's big moment was going to come at WrestleMania. We all know that Bayley is a huge wrestling fan. This is what she's wanted with her whole life. They played that up ever since the her versus Sasha Banks match back at the NXT TakeOver. And even they played it up even more on the way to WrestleMania with Charlotte saying that she was just a fan. If anybody deserves this win, this is honestly something that Bayley has waited for her whole entire life, is to be a wrestler, to wrestle at WrestleMania, to be the women's champion, and here she is on top of the world. So you got to hold your beer up to her and say congratulations. Nia Jax was basically running amok in the ring until the 3 girls basically banded together in order to take her out. Sasha Banks took her down from the legs, and basically was holding her down while everybody else put the boots to her. They ended up picking her up Shield style for the triple power bomb. She was eliminated. Then Sasha Banks was eliminated, which was honestly, like I said a second ago, a real big surprise. I really thought that they would let Charlotte versus Sasha finish this out, and then we ended up going with Charlotte versus Bayley. This match, honestly, as a whole, felt like it was a little bit rushed, like they were trying to save some time. Everybody knows that the SmackDown Women's match ended up getting promoted up to the main event, or not main event, but the main show of WrestleMania 33 instead of being on the pre-show after the fans basically sent backlash. This isn't the greatest match of all time. This is, honestly, if they would have let Bayley versus Charlotte, Bayley versus Sasha, Sasha versus Charlotte, I think it would have been a better match. In any combination they could have done, but it definitely was fun. So here's to you. We'll go on to the next one. They're celebrating the Hall of Fame. Watched that the other day. Kurt Angle going in was possibly one of the greatest WrestleMania speeches since The Rock inducted his father and his grandpa. Ric Flair's speech at WrestleMania 24 was really great as well. But overall, a really good show. Oh, yeah. Going bananas here, watching the Hardys come down to the ring. Fucking Badass. We all knew it was going to happen. I honestly thought it was going to happen at Raw or SmackDown, but they found a way to work him into WrestleMania. When they brought the ladders out on Raw, and they said that it was going to be a ladder match here at WrestleMania involving the club, Sheamus, Cesaro, Enzo, and Kaz. I honestly thought that maybe they were just playing off the fact that the rumor of the month was that the Hardys were coming back to WWE. We had Jeff Hardy do the interview, basically saying that they were sticking with Ring of Honor. They said goodbye to Ring of Honor. They said goodbye to the fans. They put over the Young Bucks, saying that they were the best they'd ever wrestled against. Definitely, every time he went one way, he went the other. Matt's still doing the delete thing. He's still got the dyed thing in his hair. He didn't dye his hair back, but he's not in full-on, Hardy Boy gimmick, or broken Matt Hardy gimmick. He's in full-on. They look basically just like they wrestled in Ring of Honor last night. So, I'm guessing they're back in WWE. This is pretty badass. The New Day came out on the stage as the hosts of WrestleMania. They said that the match became a fatal 4-way. I honestly was hoping for the Hardys, but I honestly really thought that they were going to get them in there. But there they are. It's the Hardys. This is the Hardys. You can't go wrong with this. Okay, what this is, they have to fight in this match, all right? But you don't pin each other. They have to grab those ladders that are on the outside, and they have to climb up. See, you could have saw it, but the belts are above the ring. You have to grab the belts. That's how you win the match. These guys were huge stars, and they both left at different times. The one guy with the blue on his arms, he left, and then he got arrested for drugs. He's been gone since 2010. The other guy's been gone since about 2011.
And he's making his appearance now?
Yeah, they've been gone. They used to wrestle for this other company called TNA.
Sheamus!
You know Sheamus?
Sheamus!
How do you know Sheamus?
Because he's a pastiest dude in the
Okay, that dude's Cesaro. He's badass. That's Jeff, though. That guy's the high risk taker. Matt's the better wrestler. But everybody loves that guy.
Isn't he dressed as a clown?
Well, he had this gimmick where he sort of went crazy because he won the championship for another company, and then he lost it, and then they're probably the most popular guys in wrestling right now. No.
No?
Watch this. Boom! That guy just got his head busted open last week with a ladder. Either the Hardys are going to win, or that freak on the outside that just got hit with the blonde hair is going to win. That's my guess. You gotta be kidding me. I can't believe it. I understand they come back. What happened to Derrick Rose? Oh, surprise, surprise. But the Hardy Boys just won the Raw World Heavyweight Tag Team titles, baby. I'm on fire. I knew they were coming back. I can't believe that they won the match. I think that it's fucking badass to have the Hardys back after their time away in TNA. They don't get to do the broken gimmick. Oh, but Matt's doing the delete right now. Delete. It was a fucking awesome match. It took you back to WrestleMania 2000. It's WrestleMania 16 all over again. Jeff doing the huge swanton bomb through Sheamus and Cesaro on the outside, much like it was Edge and Christian and Devon and Bubba back in the day. These guys are going to have one hell of a run. I made that video about Reby Sky, talking about how she was trashing TNA, basically saying that who knows how long this is going to last because of the schedule and the road. Look at all those fireworks, man. This is like the fucking Super Bowl out there. But really, really awesome match. It sucks that the club lost the tag titles, but honestly, I picked Enzo and Kaz to win them anyways. So I knew they were going to lose them. But Jeff and Matt, I thought was going to be saved for one of the big surprises of the Raw after WrestleMania. Them getting the win is an even bigger surprise than them coming back and being there. But everybody who went to WrestleMania 34, you got a WrestleMania moment that you're going to remember for a long time. I mean, the Hardys weren't even named. They weren't even promoted. They come in the day of the show. I mean, these guys wrestled for a different promotion, Ring of Honor, yesterday at Supercard of Honor. And now here they are winning the big one. So here's to them. Enzo and Kaz, they're going to capture those titles sooner than later. But it just wasn't here today on the WrestleMania stage. But I thought that would have been a great way for them to get them. Here's WWE running a commercial for the WWE Network, the same network that we're watching today, promoting that new live and every pay-per-view is going to be on there, from Clash of the Champions, the Royal Rumble, to WrestleMania 34. We're already watching it, dumbass. Why are you doing this? It doesn't make any sense. Anybody who's a wrestling fan's already got it anyways. Oh shit. As predicted, as they told us, Total Divas kills WrestleMania and brings it to a standstill. Here we are. John Cena proposes to Nikki Bella in the ring after beating Miz and Maurice at WrestleMania 33. Al Roker was possibly one of the worst WrestleMania celebrities of all time. Brought out Nikki and Maurice. I apologize. Miz and Maurice. Cena and Nikki got their own separate intros, and then they ran down to the ring doing the Cena-like run. Once they got in there, the match wasn't long, the match wasn't much. Honestly, it was cool that Miz got into a moment with Cena at WrestleMania, playing off WrestleMania 27. But honestly, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I guess the promotion for WrestleMania and what people will remember about Cena versus Miz at WrestleMania, maybe that'll help him if Cena or Miz ends up jumping to Monday Night Raw in the draft, and his status rises a little bit, and maybe get back into that world championship hunt instead of being in that like Intercontinental title thing that he's been stuck in for years. But once it's all said and done, I honestly can't even tell you. I think they hit double finishers. I think Nikki hit the rack attack, the finisher that she said that she was never going to use again, and then Cena hit the FU, pinned Maurice and Miz at the same time, and then Cena gloried. He got all the glory from being there in the ring, and then of course he grabbed the mic, and we all knew where it was going for there. Hopefully this will play off on Total Divas or on Total Bellas. And we'll see some behind-the-scenes stuff, what led to this and why they're doing it. The storyline on Total Divas and Total Bellas was that Cena was never going to marry Nikki, and Nikki was always trying to twist his arm that she was going to leave and that she wasn't going to be with him anymore, but John wanted him around, blah, 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 blah. This main event time. Triple H versus Rollins is next. I don't know what else there is to look forward to this. She said yes. Miz and Nikki got the win. Cena's leaving. We'll see where we go from here. I am spent after eating that huge Chipotle burrito. I've given just about everything I can. I got like 2, maybe 3, 4 bites left there. But Rollins versus Triple H, honestly, really did deliver. That was such a great match. I honestly didn't like the part of the story where they kept on bringing up the fact that Rollins' knee was hurt. And it seemed like every time Rollins gained any sort of momentum in the match, he would collapse and they would say, the knee is hurt. Because honestly, we all know, we've all watched wrestling, they're going to play the knee up. And then possibly even tomorrow night when Rollins goes in a different direction, because Stephanie and Triple H aren't going to be wrestling at Payback. I mean, they did the whole Evolution versus the Shield deal at Payback 2014, I think that was. But I don't think they're going to do it for just another Rollins versus Triple H match. Rollins will go in a different direction. Possibly Rollins will go after the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and Brock Lesnar. If Lesnar wants to show up and do a show. I'm still negative on the fact that that is the main event of the night. Well, we're not sure it's the main event, but as of right now, you got your WWE World Heavyweight Championship match. You've got your Universal Championship match. You've got the SmackDown Women, and you've got Roman versus Taker. One of those has the main event. But honestly, you're either going to have Goldberg keep being the champion, or you're going to have Brock be the champion. And, Brock might show up and do, the SummerSlam. He might do Night of Champions. Then we're not going to see him again. So somebody has to beat this fool. Hopefully it's going to be Rollins. It makes the most sense as of right now, because honestly, it is the one guy, because Rollins just beat Triple H, that he could point to him and say, well, you beat me, but you're not going to beat him. He'll beat you up for me, basically, pretty much. With him being the champion, and then maybe Rollins could be the ultimate surprise in overcoming it and becoming the champion yet once again for the Monday Night Raw brand. But Stephanie going through the table was one hell of a surprise. Triple H trying to hit the pedigree off at the top rope was really cool. Oh God, they're about to have Flo Rida come out there and start singing again. I mean, I understand why they have musical acts at WrestleMania. I wish I was at WrestleMania 29 to sing Victory with Puff Daddy, but I don't want to see this crap. Randy Orton just became a 13-time champ. I honestly really can't believe it. It's a lot of championships for Randy Orton. I know that he's been around since about 2002 when he debuted on the Monday Night Raw brand. But son of a bitch, it's a lot of times to be the champ. Especially when Cena just won it for the 16th time. But then again, Cena and Orton traded that belt back so many times back in 2005, 2006. Seemed like they were trading that belt back almost every other month. I'm sure a lot of those reigns aren't really that long, but Orton's had a few reigns that have actually been quite lasting. This is his first championship reign since WrestleMania 30. The match against Bray didn't really click with me at all. It didn't really make sense. Bray kept on playing these mind tricks where he was turning the ring into like a projection screen. We saw maggots, we saw worms, we saw roaches. I don't really know what that did to mess with Randy. Randy just set up, hit the RKO, 1, 2, 3, and it was over. No kick out, no nothing. I'm guessing this is going to be the match at the next SmackDown pay-per-view. They're going to do the rematch. But maybe AJ can get into the picture somehow, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what to think about it. The match really wasn't that good. Randy's not one of my favorite guys. Bray is a guy that I've sort of given up on. So, we'll see. I mean, there's not really much to talk about there. Randy Orton, champion. Here we go, main event time. Well, basically the main event. Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg for the Universal Championship. During this match, my Apple TV dropped the network, and I had to very fastly connect to the network on my laptop. So I'm setting it back up right now. But Brock was able to get the win in this match. Basically, I mean, both guys, it was like when you go see your favorite rock band from the 80s, whether if you go see AC/DC, go see Aerosmith, they were just hitting all of their big hits is basically all they were doing. There was 10 German suplexes from Brock Lesnar. There was 3 or 4 spears from Goldberg. They fought in the ring. They fought out of the ring. This match, I doubt, lasted 5 minutes. They were going for a feel of a big MMA style fight where anything was going to be able to end it. From here, I'm not quite sure if they go, Brock is your champion. You put him against Rollins. Maybe you put him against Finn Balor. Goldberg, to me, basically, I think is going to pack his bags and be gone. Doesn't mean we're not going to see him ever again. I think we'll see him again before he goes into the Hall of Fame, more than likely next year. But I'm not quite sure. I mean, Monday Night Raw tomorrow night is going to be a fun one to watch. I mean, definitely when you think about last year's post-WrestleMania Monday Night Raw, that is the one where they named AJ Styles as the number 1 contender. And that seemed like it came out of the middle of nowhere. Saved 33% off WWE Shop tonight. It's 3% more than you could have saved earlier today. So it is what it is. From here, I mean, it's 8 o'clock. We're going to be going to the SmackDown Alexa Bliss. I'm not sure if this is a gauntlet match, if it's just a full-on six-pack challenge, or they're going to put 1,000 girls in the ring in a battle royal style, but that match is coming up, and then the big main event is going to be Roman Reigns versus Undertaker. That's the big one that's coming up sooner than later. So, Brock won. I think everybody knew Brock was going to win. That was the easy money on the night. It's just, where do they go from here? SmackDown six-pack challenge goes down at WrestleMania, and the everybody go to the bathroom because you don't want to miss the main event spots. Basically, Naomi wins the championship. She dances her way down to the ring. They didn't pull off the surprise because she came back on SmackDown and says that she was going to be in the match. I think the story to me, more than anything else, is where's Eve? Where's Kelly Kelly? Where's all the returning girls from the past that everybody talked about for weeks upon end? Everybody was saying that Kelly signed a 3-year deal and that she was going to be returning. Asuka was getting bumped up to the main roster. There was rumor after rumor after rumor about this match. And they bumped it up to the WrestleMania show for a reason. I was thinking it was for the returns, but we didn't really get anything. Naomi locks up Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss taps out. Carmella was in this match. I'll tell you right off the bat, I love Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch is awesome, but she looked freaking weird tonight. But for everybody who thought that, Naomi getting the championship for that minute-long run basically is saying she reinvented herself and she has been in the company for a long time as a way of saying thank you. This solidifies it as this is real. As Naomi is somebody that they believe in, that can lead the SmackDown's women's division. I've loved Naomi since WrestleMania 30. She was one of the people that I wanted to go out of my way to see at Access. She honestly to me really is a really gifted athlete. She's been having great matches even when she was in the Funkadactyls and being held down by her tag team partner, whose name I can't remember from Total Divas, is no longer with the company. They had that horrible match at Payback when they split up on the kickoff show when I think the one girl dressed up like a taxi. She had like yellow and white checkerboard gear, and it was not good. But nothing really big about this match. It was really short. I think everybody's going to remember that there was no returns. We all thought there was returns coming. Where's Kelly? Where's Eve? Where are the cans? Wow. I can honestly tell you that after that match, I'm really relatively speechless. I'll start this out by saying this. Somebody mentioned me in a tweet basically saying that Michelle McCool and Undertaker's family was sitting front row for the match. And they basically said that this is Undertaker's last ride. This is going to be his last match. And immediately in my head, I immediately went with, we've been saying this for years. I mean, honestly, I think the Undertaker retirement talk started around WrestleMania 27. And each and every year we said, this is the year that this is going to be it for the dead man. I mean, this guy, I honestly don't know how long he wrestled for the NWA, but he came in to WWF in the 1990 Survivor Series as the mystery partner for the $1 Million Man, brought in by Brother Love. And, he's been doing this. He's been working for Vince for 27 years. It's a long fucking time. We all know, even for a guy that works just once a year, there was a few times that he did increase. Like last year, he worked SummerSlam, he worked Hell in a Cell, he worked Survivor Series. This year, he worked the Rumble, as well as Mania. He did that SmackDown show before TLC. I even think he did a Mexico tour trying to help out Vince when they didn't have Mysterio or Del Rio or a whole bunch of people on the roster. So, Undertaker's the guy who's been Vince's main guy for years. And, there's no doubt in my mind, after what happened at the end of the match, that Undertaker is done. You could tell. I think he left his gloves in the ring last year. But, I'll be honest. The match didn't blow me away. The match isn't anything that I'm going to remember for a long period of time. It's not a knock on Undertaker. It's not a knock on Roman Reigns. He might not be my favorite guy, but Roman beat him. There's no other way to put it. I'm not one of those people who loves to hate Roman. I actually, up until the last 6 months, maybe closer to WrestleMania last year, but I was honestly one of those guys who thought Roman was awesome. I wanted Roman, and until it just got to the point where you could tell it wasn't working, and I wanted to see something different from Roman. But WWE, had backlash, and they still wouldn't change. And now they've got more backlash, and they still have their stuff stuck in the mud. For the people who saw the Hardy's return video, when my buddy Troy came into the ring, and I was trying to describe what I was watching and why I was watching it. I didn't film it, but he came in as the Undertaker ceremony was going on, because he could tell that the show was over, but it hadn't ended yet. And he was wondering why I was so glued to what was going on, and I was trying to describe that, he's done, and we thought he was done before, but I'm pretty fucking sure he's done now. And just telling how long he'd been around, and who he wrestled, and how he's the the number one attraction in the company, and he keeps coming back year after year. But man, the way he lost, honestly, was a real big surprise to me. There was no real big gimmicky finish. It was just Roman Reigns bounced off the ropes. He bounced off the ropes. He hit a spear. It looked like something that Undertaker was going to kick out of. I can honestly tell you that I did have the time on my laptop in the corner of my eye, and I noticed that there was 2 minutes until the top of the hour. That was the only thing I was thinking about, was that the show, I mean, they're on network time, but I mean, the show probably had to end sooner than later. The show had already been on for 7 hours. But it is what it is. I mean, honestly, I'm physically worn out. Maybe the match would have meant more to me if I didn't watch the pre-show, and I hadn't been watching wrestling for that long of an extended time. But Roman beat him, and it looks like Taker's done. And he descended down the stage, and he descended to hell. He'll go back to being the dead man. I don't think he's the guy that you give the big Monday Night Raw party to tomorrow. So I don't think it's something to say we got to tune in on Raw. I think that Undertaker is a guy that, honestly, they might talk about it tomorrow, and then that'll probably be the last time they talk about it for a long, long time. You'll get to the point where WrestleMania 34 comes around, and you'll wonder, where is he? And they won't say anything. That's my guess on where they go from here. Wow. Undertaker's done.